Welcome MOVP 309 students. This is Steve Benush. He owns Toro Grind, which is a mountain bike shop just outside of Monterey, California. Welcome, Steve. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi. So my name's Steve. I opened the shop in September of last year. I got everything rolling right before COVID hit, and things have changed a bit. But the way things are going with the outdoor industry right now, it's actually been very good. So we've been doing a lot with, I also do coffee, have a full coffee shop, but that's almost dead. But the bike side's really grown, and it's been actually a bit challenging trying to find the time to service all the bikes and keep everyone happy, but it's good.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about your background in the bike industry, outdoor industry.
So I've always been active. I grew up playing soccer and baseball and rock climbing, everything. And when I was in junior high school, I got my first road bike and kind of took off on it, started racing, worked at a shop in high school, raced through college and a bit after. And I've always had cycling as part of my life as really a great release and a time to find myself. It's my meditation, I suppose. And after settling down, having some kids and getting married, I have started a nonprofit for cycling, and then just recently opened the shop.
And tell us a little bit about your nonprofit, please.
So my nonprofit is called Gears for Good. It is focused on getting bikes to people that need transportation. So I get a lot of bikes to people that have substance abuse issues, mental health issues, or even high school kids that are racing and can't afford nice bikes, kids that are in foster care. So I get all sorts of parts donated, whether they're complete bikes or just crankset or a wheel. Whatever it is, I'll take it in and build it into something new and reliable and safe, and then donate that to another organization or direct if I can too. But a lot of the bikes go to other organizations that have clients and that need help.
All right. Well, we're in a small strip mall here just outside of Monterey, California. Tell us why you chose this particular location.
So our neighborhood's called Toro, or Toro Estates, Toro Sunshine, and a couple neighborhoods here. And that comes from Toro Park and Toro Mountain. Toro Mountain's off to the east in the Salinas Valley, but we have Toro Park directly across the street, which has fantastic mountain biking, and then Fort Ord, which is just behind us here, which also has fantastic mountain biking. And it's just kind of a central location where for years people have met out in the parking lot and then gone riding from there. And so this was the only spot I wanted to open a shop. I also am a resident of the neighborhood, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me to do it here.
All right. Does your company have a vision statement?
Not really. So I've been in the neighborhood for 6 years, and I've watched as I've ridden around and with other people, and just watched how people gather and everything, and just developed the idea that this was the spot that a bike shop needed to be. There were so many people out here, and that was as much of a vision statement as I had. As I knew there was a need, and I wanted to jump on that and fill the need.
Yeah. So you did your own informal needs assessment.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. What's the most profitable aspect of your business?
Most profitable would probably be the small accessories and service. Those are the two things that are kind of the money makers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you most excited about in terms of your business?
I'm excited about how well it's done in the first year and how well people have received the business, and how well I've been accepted into other groups that are out here that are people I didn't know and that I already consider friends. It's a great community, and there are a lot of great groups out here, and that's been really rewarding and a lot of fun.
All right. That leads me into another question about community engagement.
So another thing, I guess, I'm involved with the high school mountain bike teams. For 2 years, I was a coach for Palma, and we unfortunately didn't have enough mountain bikers to continue the team for the past year, which didn't really matter in the long run because COVID shut down the sports teams. But so I work with Palma High School, which is a private high school in the area. Salinas High, I ride with a lot of those kids. And then I also help out the Monterey Bay Light Fighters, which is a composite team, because the Monterey High School itself doesn't have a team, so it's just a group of Monterey riders.
Oh, okay.
So.
And what are you most proud about with regard to your business?
You know, it's really cool when you're out riding on the trails and you see a jersey. Like, I see a jersey that I designed that's for my shop. Someone's out there representing me and supporting the shop. That's really a neat thing to see. I'm just really proud of how well the shop has done in the first year.
All right. There's the world's largest and oldest mountain bike festival just held just a few miles from here. Can you tell us a little bit about that and your aspiring relationship with them? I know.
So the Sea Otter Classic. My first experience with Sea Otter Classic was in 1993.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was in 1993, and I did the circuit race, which is a road bike race that's on their track, a number of laps, which was eye-opening. After growing up in the Central Valley where it's very flat, my only hills were overpasses to train on, and the hill that leads up to the corkscrew is a little steeper than expected when you watch it on TV. So that was my first experience with the Sea Otter, and then for three years I had a booth for my nonprofit out there, and then the next 3 years after that I actually worked for the event. I worked for Expo Services, helping everyone set up, getting them whatever they need for their booths, and then 1 year I worked for sponsorship, so we helped all the main sponsors and held a lot of hands, and bent over backwards for a lot of people, but it's a great event. It was really kind of heart-wrenching to see that it had to go online this year, because it's so much fun. People come from all over the country and all over the world just for these 4 days, and it's wonderful to be here close enough, so hopefully next year I'll actually be able to be more involved during the event with the shop.
So since you were involved with it, about how many people would come to the event? Do you know?
Gosh. I want to say there were like 70,000 spectators
Really?
last
Wow.
year, and I don't remember the numbers now, but it's major. It's the world's largest outdoor bike expo. It's just a massive event. It's kind of mind-boggling once you're out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you faced as a small business owner?
One of the hardest things is inventory, figuring out what people want. So, I mean, you can see behind me, I've got all sorts of brake pads for different bikes, chains, tools, many colors of handlebar grips. You never know what someone's going to want, and keeping that inventory, it's a hard balance of, how much money do I want to spend to have something hanging on my wall for an unknown amount of time.
Yep.
So that's probably the hardest thing about this, or about running a retail shop. Another thing that's difficult is doing the books, really. I absolutely hate doing it, but it's a necessary evil to make sure that you're running things correct and you're not going to get nailed with taxes or something else. So.
And what is your target market?
Anyone who rides on 2 wheels.
Okay.
Actually, anything wheel related. I mean, I've worked on scooters, I've worked on wheelchairs, bikes, but I really like helping people in the neighborhood. I mean, I see so many kids out here that it's really cool. Like, they're starting to get to know me personally, and I know a lot of them already because my kids go to school with them, and so But yeah, the target's just a lot of the locals, wanting to help the locals and be here for them.
All right. And how do you advertise and/or market your business?
So I do a lot of Instagram. We have a local. It's called the Bull's Tail. It's a stapled together 8.5 by 11, like 4 sheets, newsletter that goes out every couple months. So I have an ad in there, and then I don't do anything with Yelp. They've tried really hard to get me to advertise with them, and I don't see the benefit in it. And it's insanely expensive, by the way, so watch out.
Yeah.
I do a lot of Instagram, and one of the nice things with Instagram, because Facebook owns it, I can push it straight from Instagram to Facebook and also to Twitter. So that's pretty much my main social media engagement.
Mm-hmm. All right. And what advice do you have for any young people who aspire to open their own small business in the outdoor/bike industry?
Do your research. Make sure that your community needs it. Wherever you want to put the shop, whatever it is, make sure that you have enough people around there to support whatever that business may be. And make sure that you've got you plan it too. I mean, I did do a lot of research with cost and figuring out how much it was going to cost, but there were things that came up that I had no idea about, like different permits, or when I bought my espresso machine, I forgot to add on the like $500 for the special water filter I needed. Really try to do your research, and it's a lot. It's helpful if it's an industry you're already working in, or because you're going to have contacts already you can ask. I never worked in coffee, so that one was a huge unknown for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's support out there. Like the company I use, Verve Coffee, which is a local roaster in Santa Cruz, about an hour away from us, and they do training, so it was perfect. Like I bought all my equipment from them, I buy all my coffee from them, and they do training and maintenance, and they're great people. So look around, and they actually weren't the first company I was going to go with either. So don't get stuck on one thing. Always look for other options, even if they might not be exactly what you want.
All right. And is there anything else you'd like to share with my students?
Make sure it's something you love to do. I'm here a lot. I've got 2 small kids, a wife, and a very, very forgiving wife, I might add, and supportive. But make sure it's something you love doing and that you're going to enjoy giving extra time to, because it will take more time than you expect. So,
all right. Well,
good luck with that.
Thanks for your time and wisdom, Steve.
All right. Cheers.